One day, you'll realize something unsettling. The people who hurt you weren't always stronger than you. They simply understood human nature before you did. While you were trying to be liked, they were studying motives. While you were explaining yourself, they were observing weaknesses. And while you were waiting for fairness, they were playing by a different set of rules. The most dangerous lesson in life isn't that people can deceive you. It's realizing how often they will, when it serves their interests. The Stoics understood this 2,000 years ago. Most people learn it when it's already too late. Consequently, true power belongs to those who learn to observe from the shadows. In a world full of noise, shifting your focus from defending yourself to analyzing others becomes your ultimate advantage. To master this hidden leverage, we must first dismantle the traps that keep you vulnerable. Today, we will decode the brutal reality of human behavior and how to use it to your advantage. Through 8 crucial lessons to shift your perspective, protect your mind, and unlock an unshakable advantage over anyone. Lesson 1: The illusion that keeps people weak. Most people grow up believing that if they're honest, kind, and hardworking, the world will eventually reward them. It's a comforting belief. But it's also one of the greatest sources of suffering. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire. He dealt with betrayal, corruption, flattery, ambition, and power struggles every day. Yet one of his most repeated observations was simple: people act according to their nature, not according to your expectations. Think about that. Every disappointment you've experienced was created by a collision between reality and expectation. You expected loyalty. They chose self-interest. You expected gratitude. They felt entitlement. You expected honesty. They calculated advantage. The dark Stoic mindset begins when you stop demanding that reality behave differently. You stop being shocked by human nature. You study it. And the moment you do, something changes. You become harder to manipulate. Because manipulation relies on one thing: your refusal to see people clearly. Lesson 2: Most people reveal themselves quickly. Robert Greene often points out that people reveal their character through patterns, not promises. Words are cheap. Behavior is expensive. Yet most people judge others by what they say. The Stoic judges by what they repeatedly do. Watch carefully. The person who constantly talks about loyalty often demands it while offering little in return. The person who advertises kindness may become cruel when denied what they want. The person who claims to value honesty may only value honesty when it benefits them. This isn't cynicism. It's observation. A Stoic doesn't hate people. A Stoic simply refuses to be blinded by appearances. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that he would encounter selfish, arrogant, dishonest, and difficult individuals. Not because humanity is evil. Because humanity is human. And when you stop expecting perfection from people, you stop becoming emotionally enslaved by their flaws. You gain something rare: clarity. Lesson 3: The hidden power of emotional detachment. Here's a truth that makes many people uncomfortable. The person with the most emotional control usually has the most power. Not because they're ruthless. Because they're free. Most people can be controlled through their emotions. Praise controls them. Criticism controls them. Rejection controls them. Tension controls them. The average person reacts. The Stoic observes. Imagine someone insults you. The ordinary response is immediate. Defend yourself. Argue. Prove them wrong. Seek validation. But the Stoic asks a different question. Why does this bother me so much? That single question shifts power. Because the insult itself isn't the source of suffering. Your interpretation is. And once you master your interpretations, you become difficult to provoke. This is where Stoicism becomes dangerous. Not dangerous to others. Dangerous to manipulation. People lose influence over you when they can no longer predict your reactions. Silence becomes stronger than explanation. Patience becomes stronger than anger. Observation becomes stronger than impulse. Lesson 4. Why explaining yourself is often a mistake. One of the most expensive habits in life is over-explaining. Many people believe that if they just communicate enough, everyone will understand them. But human psychology doesn't work that way. People don't hear your words objectively. They filter them through their desires, insecurities, fears, and agendas. The more desperately you try to convince someone, the weaker your position often appears. This is why powerful individuals throughout history have understood the value of restraint. Marcus Aurelius rarely concerned himself with defending his reputation. He focused on his conduct. Because eventually, reality exposes everyone. The dark Stoic mindset understands something profound. Not every misunderstanding deserves correction. Not every accusation deserves a response. Not every battle deserves participation. Sometimes silence communicates more confidence than 1,000 explanations, and sometimes the strongest move is simply walking away. Lesson 5. The reality of hidden motives. Most conflicts aren't about what people say they're about. They're about what remains unspoken. A disagreement about respect may actually be about status. A criticism may actually be envy. An argument may actually be a struggle for control. Human beings are masters of rationalization. We create noble explanations for selfish motives. We disguise ambition as concern. We disguise jealousy as advice. We disguise insecurity as judgment. The Stoics recognized this. Robert Greene emphasizes it repeatedly. What people say matters. What they want matters more. When you begin observing motives instead of words, social dynamics suddenly make sense. You stop asking, why would they do that? And start asking, what are they gaining? This simple shift reveals truths most people never notice. Lesson 6. The art of becoming unpredictable. Predictable people are easy to control. If everyone knows exactly how you'll react, they know exactly how to influence you. They know what angers you, what flatters you, what scares you, what pressures you. Your emotional buttons become public property. The dark Stoic mindset removes those buttons, not by becoming cold, by becoming disciplined. When someone expects anger and receives calmness, they lose leverage. When someone expects desperation and receives patience, they lose leverage. When someone expects emotional dependence and receives self-sufficiency, they lose leverage. This is why inner mastery creates external power. You become harder to manipulate because your behavior is no longer dictated by circumstances. It's dictated by principles. And principles are far more stable than emotions. Lesson 7. Most people fear solitude more than failure. Perhaps the darkest truth of all is this. Many people don't make decisions based on what's right. They make decisions based on what prevents loneliness. They stay in unhealthy relationships. They tolerate disrespect. They abandon their values. They suppress their opinions, all because they fear standing alone. Marcus Aurelius spent years reminding himself that peace comes from within, not from approval. The crowd cannot give you self-respect. Only your actions can. The moment you stop needing constant validation, your life changes dramatically. You become less controllable, less desperate, less vulnerable. The opinions of others stop feeling like commands, and start feeling like background noise. The Stoic doesn't isolate from the world. The Stoic simply refuses to depend on it for identity. Lesson 8. The final lesson most people learn too late. Eventually, life teaches everyone the same lesson. But not everyone learns it in time. You cannot control people. You cannot control their opinions. You cannot control their loyalty. You cannot control their honesty. You cannot control their choices. You can only control yourself. At first, this sounds limiting. But it's actually liberating. Because once you stop trying to manage what belongs to others, all of your energy returns to you. No more chasing approval. No more forcing outcomes. No more exhausting attempts to control the uncontrollable. Just discipline, awareness, patience, and self-mastery. That is the hidden strength of the Stoic. Not dominance over others, dominance over self. And in a world where most people are controlled by every emotion, every opinion, and every impulse they encounter, that kind of mastery appears almost supernatural. Finally, the dark Stoic mindset isn't about becoming colder. It's about seeing reality without illusion, understanding human nature without resentment, and mastering yourself before attempting to influence the world. Because the people who possess true power rarely need to display it. They move quietly, observe carefully, react deliberately, and remain steady while everyone else is ruled by chaos. Most people spend their lives trying to control others. The Stoic learns a deeper truth. The greatest advantage was never controlling other people. It was becoming impossible for other people to control you. Therefore the question is, which of these rules will you start practicing today? Let me know in the comments, and remember, master your mindset. Embrace your silence. Subscribe to Stoic Archway if you're ready to rule your inner world and leave the noise behind.